Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, Nature, the Enjoyer, and Consciousness. Now, it's a very intricate chapter, so please do not bother if you can't understand certain sections. Essentially, this chapter has been explained by Krishna just to let us know the nature of the material world and how we need to gradually cultivate detachment from matter and become attached to spirit, because the platform of spirit or spiritual platform is eternal and there is no cessation of happiness, ever increasing. But anything which is material will have a beginning and an end also, so therefore it will lead to more and more misery. So all these intricate details about this material world in this chapter have been explained by Krishna just so that we learn its real nature and gradually move towards that detachment, reasonable detachment or gradual detachment from matter. It has begun with Arjuna asking 6 questions, and out of those 2 have already been answered by Krishna. Who is the field? What is the field of activity, which Krishna described as the body? And who is the knower of the field? The soul and the super soul, Paramatma. And Paramatma, being the Supreme Lord, He knows everything about everybody, but we have limitations. We know very little even about our own body. We sometimes can't understand what's happening within our own bodies. And suddenly we are diagnosed with some serious disease. So that's the nature of matter or anything material. It deteriorates with time. Birth, old age, disease, death is the rule which nobody can deny and nobody can defy in the entire creation as long as we are in the material world. Another question was, what is knowledge and what is the object of knowledge? There are so many knowledgeable people we see in this world, but let us see what is Krishna saying about knowledge. He's already briefly explained it initially, but in one verse. But now, where he says, you should understand that I am the knower of all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. We already discussed knowledge means to know what is matter, to know what is spirit, and to know who is controlling both. This whole creation is made up of these 3 things only. There is matter, which is dead, but then the soul enters matter, the matter becomes active, but then everything is happening under somebody's control, somebody's supervision, and that is the Supreme Lord. That is called real knowledge. Now in text number 8 through 12, Krishna explains 20 items of knowledge. What does that mean? That means if somebody is truly knowledgeable, he has to have these 20 qualities. Otherwise, he is not to be considered a knowledgeable person. What are those? Let's just read the verses as Krishna recites them. Text 8 through 12, they're all together. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham sthairyatma vinigrahah indriyartheshu vairagyam anhankarah evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukha doshanudarshanam asaktir anabhishvangah putradara grihadishu nityam cha samachitatvam ishtanishtopapatishu mai chananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aratir jana samsadi adhyatma jnana nityatvam tattva jnanartha darshanam etaj jnanam iti proktam Ajnanam yad ato anyatha. So, the translation, the 20 items of knowledge. Because knowledge must lead to virtuous qualities. If somebody is truly knowledgeable, he must develop all the good virtues. But if somebody is developing ego and exploitative mentality, that means all his knowledge is a waste of time. Whatever he has learned is a waste of time. So, real knowledge, that means he has no real knowledge. Real knowledge must lead to these 20 qualities that are mentioned here: humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, means no duplicity. You say one thing and you do something else. Approaching a bona fide spiritual master or guru, taking shelter of a guru. Because somebody who acquires knowledge understands that he wants to take shelter of his spiritual master now to attain the ultimate perfection of life. Cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, because he understands what is matter, what is spirit, and who is controlling both. So naturally he doesn't take part in enjoying his senses. Absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, family, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events. He remains equiposed. Now, when we say in freedom from entanglement with family, children, etc., it doesn't mean insensitiveness. It means he understands they are all God's children also, and God has given him this family, so he lives in that consciousness. Everything is God's property and he serves them nicely. Constant and unalloyed devotion to me, Krishna says. Aspiring to live in a solitary place, that means away from bad association. Detachment from the general mass of people. He doesn't live like ordinary people, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and gossip. He stays away. Accepting the importance of self-realization and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance, Krishna says. But he says the first quality that he mentions is humility. Humility means one does not have the desire to receive honor from others, but he honors others to the core. Pridelessness is free from pride. Non-violence, it doesn't just mean hurting anybody physically, but not hurting anybody even verbally. Violence means to cause pain. Now, pain could be caused through words, through actions. And the pain which is caused through words is much greater in degree. So we have to be careful not to be violent to anybody. Tolerance, simplicity, approaching a guru. So these are the 20 items of knowledge Krishna mentions. And one must be careful to see that as we acquire more and more knowledge, are we developing these qualities simultaneously? If not, then we have to maybe mend our ways and make a concentrated effort and try and analyze where we are going wrong. Because ultimately it's not about externals. We are living in an age called Kali Yuga, which is also known as the age of externals. People like to impress others by externals, they get impressed by externals. And nobody is bothered about the character, the real virtuous qualities. And it is the character, the virtuous qualities that matter in the long run. Externals can be destroyed in one provoking situation. Everybody can make a show of being great. Today there are grooming sessions. They can teach you how to dress up nicely, how to speak nicely, how to behave nicely in your social interactions, how to manipulate your way to success. But what about the character? What about the character? Where are those virtuous qualities? the kind of role models we have nowadays, anybody who is famous or somebody is very talented, I'm not going to name or mention the category, but you all know, we make such people as our role models. We look up to them, we want to dress up like them, we want to have a hairstyle like them, we want to be like them. But what about their character? Do they have virtuous qualities? They must be breaking all the principles in the world. They might have the most fallen character in the world. And we have to understand, whoever we try to follow, we become like them. And that's what is happening in Kali Yuga. Our role models are different. And that's why everyone, the whole population is also becoming like that. This lack of character, this lack of virtues. And when there is lack of virtues on a collective level, there is chaos in society, which is what we are seeing today. As parents also, we don't or we want our children to have virtuous qualities, but are we doing anything about it? We allow them to do whatever they like. Even in the teenage stage, we allow them to do whatever they like. Chanakya Pandit says, first to fifth year, give as much love as possible to your child. 6 to 16, strict discipline. That means carefully you should be guarding over everything, and not much independence. And 16 onwards, you treat them as your best friends. All kind of addictions are taking place among the teenagers, which is the most vulnerable age. Even children who are not yet teenagers, they are also exploring this. And then we wonder why our children have become like that. Why are they going through depression? Why are they committing suicide? An 11-year-old committing suicide, unheard of. This is never possible. Where are we going? We are teaching our children how to become successful, famous, but we are not doing anything to make them happy. And even if we think that's not the right way to make them happy, let them do whatever they want to. They need guidance. They are clean slates. They are innocent. So we have to teach them, first of all, by our own examples. Are we setting the right example? Because they will pick up whatever we do. So we can't blame the children for going through what they are going through, because we have set the wrong example. We have not lived up to our responsibility. And till people attain maturity, they need constant guidance, just like in spiritual life also. We need constant guidance by our guru, by our spiritual preceptor. Any moment we think we have learned enough and we can do whatever we like, that's a fall down. Till we reach the stage of perfection, we all need guidance. Even at the stage of perfection, the concept of superior guidance is always there. Even in the spiritual world of Golok Vrindavan, they are the most perfect people living with Krishna all the time, but they also have one guide above them. They are also serving under somebody else. So, in the last 70-80 years, or I would say 90 years, the definition of success has become personality ethics and not character ethics. Before that, it was character ethics, developing the qualities of humility, pridelessness, modesty, compassion, selflessness. Now, we don't have it, okay, we can fake it, and we will teach you how to fake it. That's the worst kind of situation we are living in, because we are not living our real life. We are not being virtuous. We don't have character. So therefore, we are suffering. Smiling faces, crying hearts, as they say. And all this is made us very hollow from inside. And therefore, sometimes we hear, oh, this person was so successful in life, so happy. How could he commit suicide? Sometimes I have met people who have everything in the world that one could aspire for, but internally they are crying. And they can't share it, they can't say it, because they have become so used to living a life of success, fame, and being praised by others, being envied by others for their success, that they can't even share it. What's the use of such success? We have to really decide, what do we want our children to be like. We want them to be successful, famous, or happy. Yes, success and fame will come according to destiny, but that doesn't guarantee happiness. There's only one way they can be happy and will be able to sail through all challenges in life, if we give them a strong spiritual foundation. And that begins by practicing it our own selves. We should create a culture of devotion at home, where our children can see us bowing down in front of the Lord, performing arti, offering bhoga, chanting His holy names, arranging satsangs. We can invite saintly people into our homes. And let's create that culture. Let's set the good example. Let's create that awareness. And at some point, the children will take it up. Scientific research has shown that children who have a strong spiritual foundation are less prone to depression, hypertension. They're mentally stronger than their non-believing counterparts. They are much happier, live longer by 6 to 13.2 years. So the emphasis should be virtue, not personality. That is just faking it. Fake it till you make it. No, it doesn't happen that way. We are spoiling ourselves. We are living a life according to somebody else's terms. So society wants to see me as this, so I will become like this. When shall we start living life on our own terms? That means we have no knowledge if we lack all these qualities. This is real knowledge, which leads to these virtuous qualities. Otherwise, we are just living superficial lives. And we all know it. And we want to get rid of it, but we are not able to. So if you want to have these virtuous qualities, there's only one way that the scriptures say. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunaha tatra samasate suraha. How does one develop virtuous qualities like the devatas? Godly qualities. Anyone who develops genuine devotion for Krishna, all the virtuous qualities will automatically develop in him without any separate endeavor. You just try to increase your attachment to Krishna, and all these qualities will automatically develop. And how to develop attachment to Krishna? By spending time with him. How do we spend time with him? By chanting his holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Reading about or hearing about him from the scriptures like Gita, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, about his name, fame, qualities, pastimes. Serving his deity form, remembering him, offering prayers. So this way we cultivate attachment to Krishna, and then we develop all the virtuous qualities. And not just we ourselves, we set this example. And this way we help our children also by giving them this culture, encouraging them to practice this culture. We help them also develop these virtuous qualities, because the world remembers a person not for how much money he had, but for his character, his virtuous qualities, humility, pridelessness. There are so many wealthy people in the world, but people don't talk about the wealth. They may get envied. But if somebody shows some compassion or some humility, he's so humble. So you want our own selves and our children and our near and dear ones to be remembered forever. And for that we need to develop virtuous qualities, and for that we need to cultivate devotion to Krishna. We cannot aim to develop virtuous qualities, godly qualities, without spending time in the service of God. We cannot have divine qualities without being in touch with the divine. This is the missing link. And if we can take care of this, chant Krishna's names, chant a few number of malas every day. One mala is 108. Start with 15-20 minutes. You will end up chanting 2 malas, 2 rounds, and gradually increase it. And there are no hard and fast rules. You can chant while walking, sitting, before taking bath, after taking bath. But chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and try to hear the sound of the mantra. The mind wanders away, again bring it back, again focus on the sound, and you will see the magics manifesting. You will start experiencing the benefits of this chanting within like 2-3 days. So this is the best way. Read, hear about the Lord, spend some time practicing this divine culture at home every day, and once in a week the whole family come together to do these activities together, and that will create a strong bonding between the family members, among the family members. And as they say, a family that prays together stays together. Your relationships will last longer. So in every way you will be the gainer. You will be in a win-win situation, and it's a life of connection, not rejection. Remember it and teach it to your children. They don't have to give up anything in life. Just accept this path of grace. Teach them, yes, hard work is important, but grace is also important. For grace, we need to connect with the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, and His divine name, fame, qualities, pastimes, etc. on a daily basis. And gradually, the change will happen. Thank you very much.